but that is when the first musicians begin to walk on stage, it's always a test of audience enthusiasm to see whether they will continue clapping until the last musician comes on stage, and y'all did so give yourselves a round of applause. My name is Bill Powerhouse. I'm the president of the New York chapter of ACDA. It is my pleasure and privilege and thrill to welcome you to the final honor choir concert of this summer's conference. We have been especially pleased and fortunate to be able to have our conference this summer at Siena College, and I want to thank my good buddy Tim Reena, the director of choral activities here. Join me in thanking him. The young people that you see in front of you, who are probably way taller than they were even 2 or 3 days ago, I understand how that goes, are here because they have a love of singing, and I'm here to tell you that that love of singing needs to be nurtured, and you are part of that nurturing process, and for that we all thank you. Can I ask you in joining me in recognizing if there are any teachers in this audience who prepared any of these kids for this event? Can y'all stand up for a second? So this is by no means the last opportunity, and in particular I want to bring your attention to the fact that National ACDA, which will be having its conference in March in Dallas, is having a mammoth honor choir, and the same people who just stood up and were recognized by you for having brought these fantastic musicians to these risers are the same ones who can help these singers apply for that honor choir if they are interested. So tuck that away, y'all. Travel to Dallas and sing your hearts out. Help them get there if they tell you that they want to go. I just want to say a couple of thank yous, and the first thank you I want to say is to, and I'm just going to say this, y'all already know this, but they might not. Choir is about making connections with other human beings, and those other human beings can be beneficial to you in professional ways, they can be beneficial to you in personal ways. The person who has put all of these honor choirs together is a very, very dear personal friend of mine and also professional colleague. She directs the treble chorus at Binghamton University where I teach. Would you please join me in thanking Megan Burrell? Where I teach, most of my choirs are composed of non-majors. And they come to choir because their brains are tired from their organic chemistry classes and they want to feed their souls. And that's very, very important. The single major that's most common among my choirs at Bing is integrative neuroscience. I don't even know what that means. But that's what they go and do all day, and then they come to me, and then they sing their hearts out. And then we have a couple who want to go on and be musicians and make a life in music, and that's fantastic. I make my life in music, and I'm quite comfortable. I am not a starving musician, and neither do you have to be if you want to make a life in music. That is a possibility, but you can also go into integrative neuroscience, and that's just fine. Just keep singing. So among all of the people that I have met, there's people saying, when you go off to college, the way you make connections is to join a fraternity or a sorority. No. The way you make connections is to join a choir. The person who I'm very blessed to be able to receive the baton from for the Harper Chorale at Binghamton University is also a very, very dear friend, a phenomenal musician, a phenomenal administrator, has been instrumental to my success since coming to the state of New York because she was here before I got here. And she is the person who has put all of y'all's sort of logistical lives together, and she is going to introduce the phenomenal musicians that will be collaborating with these singers. So would you please join me finally in a huge welcome for Jennifer Chudasik.
Thank you, Bill, for that outstanding introduction. My name is Jennifer Chudasik, and I have to thank Megan Burrell for doing the majority of the legwork for our honor choir this year for the summer, and all of her help getting this together, and Morgan Jolly for inviting me as well into this organization and to this summer conference. This is my second time working with the two men that you're about to see come onto the stage today. Mr. Jon Riss and I met at Ithaca Area All-State, and Dr. Tucker Biddlecombe was a name that I heard many times throughout my undergrad, and from a dear friend that was my choral director in college. So when I chaired an area all-state in my area, my NYSMA zone, I said, hey, would you fly somebody in from Tennessee? He's really good, and I have a lot of people who say so. So that is how Dr. Tucker Biddlecombe became the conductor of our Zone 3 NYSMA All-State choir, and then he got to direct the All-State Chorus for New York State, I believe that year or the year after as well. So he is in the home base area, and these students have learned a lot from him about choral music education and about life in general. So when you take them home today, you're going to ask them on the ride home, some of you a very long ride, so you have a lot of time to get the answers, at least 5 things they actually learned. Not necessarily about the music, but about life in general. And the thing I love about Dr. Tucker Biddlecombe is that he is very honest with the students, and he gives them opportunities to know him as a person and not just a director. So that is a real great opportunity for them to be collaborative with their director, which is what we want. So I hope you enjoy this beautiful program today, and they have done a remarkable job, just, still on summer break, most of them for a few more weeks, so very nice this weekend. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jon Riss. He is our collaborative pianist for this evening. I'd like to introduce Dr. Tucker Biddlecombe. He is the Director of Choral Activities at Vanderbilt University's Blair School of Music, as well as the conductor for the Nashville Symphony Chorus Orchestra. Thank you.
Peace in labor and in rest. We are met together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. We are met together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. We are met together, we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. Hold on, dear brother. Hold on, dear sister. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. We are met together, we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. You're not alone. You're not alone, and you never more will be. I will be with you, and I will carry you with me. Friendship endures, and surely we will prove it's not ourselves, but our bodies that move. We are met together, we are blessed. Peace in coming and of love, but sealed in vain, sealed in vain. Take, oh, take those lips away, that so sweetly were forsworn, and those eyes a break of day, lights that do mislead the lady, sigh no more, no more. Never to see was ever to see, to see, to see ashore, ashore. Because it never inside my soul, the land of gold, and me by the morning, converting your sounds of woe into hey nolly nolly, hey nolly nolly, hey nolly nolly, hey. Sing no more, deity, sing no more, no more. Of thoughts of dull and heavy, full of veil, was ever so. Heavy, inside our soul, the land of gold, and me abide and morning, converting your sounds of woe into hey nolly nolly, hey nolly nolly, hey nolly nolly, hey nolly nolly, hey.
Those three pieces are Shakespeare texts. They are kind of antiquated, really old, but the emotions are still really relevant. The first one was about the excitement of two people singing together. The second one is about the heartbreak when it inevitably doesn't work out. And the third one is the rationalization that it was never going to work out anyway. This one is a piece, this is a piece from the Eastern music tradition. Now, don't worry about the language. There's no real text in this piece. Instead, it's onomatopoeia. And if you remember your SAT, onomatopoeia is boom, pop, things like that. This is music that represents, in the vocal tradition, a tabla, a drum that would be played on the floor. It's a South Indian drum. And this piece, our voices are mimicking the sound of the tabla. Now, the tabla is a tuned drum, so you will hear boom, things like that, as part of the percussive nature of the piece. This is Tarekita by Reena, Esmail.
Tarekita num, tarekita num, tarekita takatimi takata, 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 tarekita num, tarekita num, tarekita ta-na-na-hum, tarekita num, tarekita num, tarekita ta-na-na-hum, tarekita num, tarekita num, tarekita
short concert, I want to give you a taste of what our rehearsal process was like. Every time we stopped, I told them I wouldn't do anything else until they tell me a certain amount of things that they learned in that particular segment. So I'm not doing anything else in this concert until you tell me 10 things you know. Now I'm interested in what you have to say, so go ahead and do raise your hand. Yes?
Singing is an athletic event.
Say it.
Singing is an athletic event.
All right, that's 1 down, 9 to go.
Even the plumber knows when it's out of tune.
Even the plumber. That means that you don't need to know anything about music to know that something is out of tune. So it means that our first priority is always intonation. All right, it has to be in tune first, because you don't need to know anything about music, even the plumber. Now, if you're a plumber and you're a great musician, my apologies. Now, please, go. Not everything about music can be beautiful. And music doesn't always have to be aesthetically beautiful, right? Sometimes there are dissonances. That's like that can be beautiful. 3 down, 7 to go. Music is hard. Music is hard, and it's hard even when you're great. It's hard even when you're great. Should that stop you from doing it? Say no. No. 6 to go. Go. It's not about range, it's about color. Sometimes we have altos who sing altos who are really sopranos. Sometimes sopranos should sing alto. It's really important that we experience all of those things because it's not about how high or low you can sing. It's about where the color of your voice is the most beautiful. All right, we're halfway there. 5 down, 5 to go. Go.
Most altos are really sopranos.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, most altos are really sopranos. They mean to kill their dreams. They're never done. 6 down, 4 to go. Yes.
Expression is important.
Yeah, and errors in the service of expression are totally okay, right? Because I'd rather have errors in an expressive performance than a perfect performance with no expression. Because what happens when there's no expression? Nothing.
You'll spend 1/3 of your life mentally rehearsing choices that you didn't make.
That's right, we talked about choices that you make and sort of carpe diem, seize the day. You will spend 1/3 of your life mentally rehearsing and regretting choices you didn't make. Things like auditioning for solos or trying out for things. Rejection, the fear of rejection is much worse than actually getting rejected. Would you agree?
Yes.
Awesome. 8 down, 2 to go. Go.
It's hard to portray heartbreak if you've never felt it.
That's right. It's hard to portray anything if you've never felt it. So you find some sort of connection, a different feel of emotion. Good. 1 to go.
We're not very good at not being good at things.
Yeah, I'm super into it. So, I love young people, they're amazing. All right, I'm not one of these old guys who's like, these kids today and the top ticks like this. Kids are great, kids are fantastic. And you should remember that too. I know you have one of them, but sometimes I think we catch ourselves saying, they don't learn the way that we learned. And no, they don't. But they also have different challenges that we never have. They've got a phone attacking them every second of every day, saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. You know, like, it's going after them. They're not going after it. They have to be taught to do that. But here's another thing. Like, they're not very good at not being good at things. Often, like, if you play guitar, you know, it's really hard to play guitar at first, right? Like, your fingers hurt. But after a while, you learn how to play a chord. And then you learn how to play another chord, and then you learn how to play another chord, and you can play 85% of the music in the band. All right? But it's difficult to get through that first spot. So as parents, I want you to encourage them to be bad at stuff. All right? Because the only way to get good at stuff is to be bad at stuff. That was 10 things. That's what we've done. Clap for that.
Where shall I be when the trumpet sounds?